Hello, everyone. It's JusBam. So I have to tell you this, why we're doing this and why I'm sitting here in the podcast room at the studio, because, my label asked me to create content of myself and to talk about it and tell my friends all about me. And an introvert like myself, that is really hard to do on your cell phone. So I asked my friends if they would interview me and ask me all those difficult questions that everyone wants to know. And so I brought my really good friend here today, and I'm going to let him introduce himself because the voice will just soothe you right into the interview.
What's happening, party people? My name is Khalil Ekulona. I am a host, media journalist, a hip-hop artist myself. Bam, it's so good to be with you today.
Man, thank you for doing this.
Yes.
And we're calling this a conversation between friends.
Yes.
Okay, so, for me, it's like you can fire away and ask people what people really don't know about me. I know people know me from directing the Cultureverse show. People know me from the freestyles and the ciphers, but this is an opportunity for you to ask, so how did you get to be JusBam?
That's
you
right.
Know what I mean?
That's right. Question, you said something that I want to get into off the top.
Okay.
You said it's hard being one thing, you said two things. One, it's hard to be a rap star. The hardest thing about being a rap star is being a rap star, but you also said being an introvert. And it brings a question to me, because you're not the first and the only introverted personality to be engaged in hip hop, which is a genre that's known for, at the very least, it's braggadocio, being
egotistical, narcissistic,
being able to boast and brag that you're the dopest. I think Phife Dawg on Wordplay, Tribe Called Quest's the Beats, Rhymes, and Life album, he said, "Ego, I'm on my own jock still, because if I don't say I'm the best, tell me who the hell will." You know?
Right. I think how I overcome that is and you probably hear all artists say this, but I do create a persona. JusBam is not the same as Bam.
Gotcha.
Bam doesn't wear makeup. Bam likes to keep her hair in a ponytail. She is very happy at home watching Star Wars. JusBam is very egotistical. She's very bold because she can stand up in a freestyle with a bunch of dudes. She can, she's all about look at me. She's all about I'm the greatest. And when I say the hardest part of being a rap star is being a rap star, you have to be that all the time. So for me, I have to turn it on.
Okay.
So when people do content, it's their everyday. I think I saw. It was either Ed Sherman or one of those, another artist. He was like, I don't want you to know what my room looks like. I don't want to tell you what I had for breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go put on a full face just so I can, show you where I'm going for lunch. I don't want people in my business. Like, I don't want people.
That is a lot. Like, they're asking a lot of artists to expose so much of themselves to their fan base. And I just remember the era. I'm a golden ager. I'm a Generation Xer, so golden age hip hop. You only had a little bit of access to them.
Right.
If you were in, let's just go back to 1993's, for instance. If you weren't watching Yo MTV Raps, Rap City, or the show with D Barnes, right, or you weren't reading The Source, or maybe Rolling Stone, or Right On magazine, if you remember Right On. Anybody out there who remembers Right On? It's Right On.
Right On.
The rest you had to pick up through their album, what they shared in their music.
Yes, you had to share it. And that's why we couldn't wait for the Source 5 mics to come out. We couldn't wait for the interview in Rolling Stone. I remember when hip-hop artists became to do those interviews.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to know them.
Yeah.
It's so much instant access.
Yeah.
For an artist right now. And people don't understand how hard that is to just constantly have your life exposed and constant. I am so glad that my hip hop career didn't start in this era, because I've done a lot of great things that aren't on video or on our phone or aren't on YouTube, and I think those moments is what made me great.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning. How did you begin to this journey into being a hip-hop artist and an MC? Like, take me back to when you first realized that the first song, hip-hop song, that really stuck to your soul.
The first hip hop song that I was like, you know what, this is for me, was Eric B. and Rakim's first album. You know,
Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. Eric, I thought Rakim was like the smartest person in the world. Like, he knew everything. And I'm originally from Newark, New Jersey, and growing up in that era of being from the hood and expressing yourself and having so many, vocabulary, I was like, I can do that. And then subsequently, I have a cousin, his name is Qasim, and he was a phenomenal rapper. Him and Rakim were close friends. They went to high school together, and they would go and freestyle in the ciphers. They would go to the Bronx, and they would just pop up and do these ciphers. And in the summer, my mom would send us to live with our, how you pick one aunt, and they take all the kids, and then y'all rotate. And I went to my aunt's for the summer, his mom, and he taught me a rap. And the plan was I was gonna learn the rap. I'm probably 9 or 10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna learn the rap, and they're gonna take me to the Bronx and push me in the cipher, and I'm gonna spit my little thing.
Everybody's like, oh, look at this 9-year-old. She just killed it.
And they was going away because they was a crew.
Uh-huh.
And I tell you, I thought, oh yeah, that's great. My cousin was not playing. I had to get up at a certain time every morning. I had to do exercises. I had to know the rap forwards and backwards.
Mm-hmm.
I had to be able to spit it with them yelling at me. Like, it was like MC boot camp is what I called it. And he because he took his lyrics, he took it very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no, you can't just be up here just spitting. I need you to understand. I looked up the words he wrote and knew the meaning. He broke it down. And they took me to the Bronx on the train without my parents knowing. I had no business on the train. And we get there, and everybody's out there, and it's like all this energy, and like there are like freestyle sessions going on around. And it was our turn, and they pushed me in, and I spit my little rap, and exactly like that. I was like, oh, the little kid. In hindsight, as I got older, and I looked around the room, I didn't even realize who I was in the room with. I was there with Rakim, DJ Red Alert, Kara. This was their Saturday afternoon. This was not a big deal to them. This is what we did. And when I think back on that, I'm like, whoa, wait, that's why. I mean, how could you walk away from that and not be immersed in that culture?
That energy. So you're 9 years old, 10 years old. Mm-hmm. Here you are in this cipher that you didn't know. You're here with hip-hop legends, pioneers.
Right.
Red Alert, KRS-One, Rakim.
All of them are out there.
All of them
I think
out
Slick
there.
Rick was out there. It was like so many people.
And you said something interesting to me. You said this is just a regular Saturday afternoon for them. And that reminds me of reading Dizzy Gillespie, the jazz trumpeter, his autobiography. And people asked him, how did you, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, how do all of you guys get so good? He says, you have to understand, our schedules were different. We would sleep and wake up at 2, 3 in the afternoon. And we play. We do our thing. We'd get together about 6, 7, 8, and we play all the way through the night, through dawn. And that's what we did repeatedly. So the fact that you have these legends who at the time could rest on the music that they had released, but they're still every Saturday going out there to keep their skills sharp. How did that, understanding that work ethic, like your cousin making you get up and train, because that's something that big time artists have to do these days, and that they do. They talk about overexposure. How many artists are showing their tour prep of them on treadmills and doing all this stuff and getting ready? But these are just people who are just doing it just to stay sharp on the corner and the block. How did that experience influence you as you became a professional in being an MC and making music?
I still take it that seriously. Like, I don't write songs just because. I don't, if I'm doing a show, I still practice it. And I know these words, these lyrics front to back and forth. Sometimes I get on a treadmill and try to go through my whole set just to make sure I can keep my breath the entire time. And I think because of my cousin and my family, I tell this all the time. It's because of him, because he was like, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna be the best at it.
Yeah.
You're gonna understand this culture. You're gonna understand what it means to be an MC. He had me read books like, why don't we eat pork? He had me read the Holy Quran. He had me read.
He hit you on the 5% tip.
Yeah, he was the 5%er. So it was inductions. There were lessons. I read poems and then I regurgitated them. Mm-hmm. So by the time I got to be 11 or 12, I was doing spoken word. I was doing theater. I was doing all these things because he was like, hey, if you're going to do it, make it a practice, make it part of who you are. Mm-hmm. And I've always lived by that. I still live by that. I mean, that's probably why, I said, man, I've blown up, because I've never been willing to give up that strength and ethic about what I say. That discipline for the money.
To the art.
Yeah, the discipline.
2 questions for you. First, do you remember that rhyme that you spit at the park?
No. Oh my God, I only remember a little bit. Okay. I know it was something like, I know my ABCs and my 1, 2, 3s, but y'all ain't got these. It was something like that. Nice. I don't remember it. I do remember the first time I made a rap song and I sent it to him.
Okay.
My cousin. I do remember that.
Talk to me about that.
Oh my God, I was so scared. And I was, at this point, I'm a serious rapper. I've already done MTV. I've been a battle rapper. I've done it. He knew that, but I hadn't made an album. And I sent it to him, and he called me back. He said, you know what? I think you finally got it. And I'm 24 years old. I think you finally got it.
Yeah.
And that made me, that was everything. I didn't care who cared about it.
Yeah. You get that from him.
Yeah, to get that from him.
Take me to high school. You're in high school, right? You moved to D.C. You went to high school in D.C.?
Yeah, I went to D.C. public school systems from 6th grade all the way to high school.
Okay, so here you are with this experience. Here you already tore down a cipher with legends, right? You're in high school at the time where everybody's trying to be a rapper and this and that. How did you approach that? Did you get with the lunch table when the people were banging out beats and rhyming on the lunch table? Did people know that you were nice with the pen and the skills?
Nope. All through high school, I went to a Duke Ellington School of Performing Arts in D.C., and I was a theater major. So, all through high school, I did plays and musicals, and I did freestyle, and I did spoken word, but I wasn't a rapper. Like, in my mind, I loved hip-hop. I could recite every hip-hop song from the top to bottom because of my cousin. I would memorize them, but I wasn't a rapper. I was a theatrical poet. And and then I think but I used to, when we beatbox on the street and all of that, I would do it, but I didn't think I was a rapper until I got to college. And my friend was like, well, if you can do poetry, you can freestyle rap. And I'm like, that's not the same. He was like, now, he said, write the number 1 through 16 on a piece of paper, take all the stuff you're saying in your head and make a line for it. Okay, you just wrote a verse. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it just clicked just like that. So high school, I wanted to be an actress.
Okay.
I went to do Broadway. I wanted to be in a musical. Okay. I did not even think about being a hip hop artist. But then at that point too, my parents were like, there's no music in being hip hop. It was not gonna last. This is a trend.
Yeah, a lot of people thought.
So it wasn't a career idea for me.
Who were you listening to in high school and college, hip hop wise?
Man, I was a hip hop head. Salt and Pepper was my absolute favorite.
Bet.
I did Salt and Pepper in every high school, every talent show, every time they would let you sign up to perform. We did Salt and Pepper. And we memorized all the dance moves. We watched the video over and over. I would be Salt sometimes. I would be Pepper sometimes.
They had dance moves in every video.
Every video. MC Light. I was a hardcore MC Light fan. A big Rakim fan. I've always been a KRS-One fan. I still am a KRS-One fan. In high school, one of my other favorites. I was a big Wu-Tang Clan fan, but I wasn't deep in it as much. Then I think as I got older, I started to appreciate them more. But I was Slick Rick. That's one of my favorites. I thought he was the most lyrical genius ever. I feel like we had more options because it wasn't mainstream. Everything was underground.
Yeah.
So like some people, growing up in DC, you listen to go-go music. So a lot of my rap heroes were rappers in bands. Nobody else knew who they were because we were so immersed in it all the time. I remember buying my first 2 Live tape. My dad threw it away. He was like,
as
"Oh
nasty
no, this
as
is
they want to be."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're going too far now."
Yeah. I feel you.
He threw it away. He did, and me and my sister was trying to figure out how he was going to get another one, but we didn't know we weren't supposed to listen to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're young and they're exposed.
Oh
but
my gosh!
the society wasn't catching up to hip hop as well, and it was something because that era, we did have a lot of variety. There was, you were listening. I mean, I grew up in Baltimore, not too far from DC, and we listened to a lot of East Coast and some West Coast stuff.
Right,
crept in there.
We didn't get the down south till late, though. I felt like we got it.
But it was, I think, Outkast really opened up that door for
Yeah.
down south and other people. But it was like, those were the vibes, and people were just expressing their messages, and you just got into a groove. It wasn't so territorial. I mean, there was, but as a fan, you could like all of hip hop. Just because I was from the East Coast and born in Jersey, my mom grew up in New York, my dad grew up in Jersey. I wasn't New York only. It was like, if it's good and resonates with me, I'm gonna buy the tape.
I like it. Like Redman is another one of who I used to mimic when I used to battle rap. I used to listen to Tales from the Dark Side in the car.
Reggie Noble.
I had to get myself hyped up, So I don't know. I say I am a child truly of hip hop because I don't remember a time when I didn't have it.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember a period of time when I wasn't listening to it. So, like, if you ask me who were you listening to, everything. My whole life.
Now, you went on after school to become a battle rapper.
By accident.
By accident? How did that happen?
So they have this thing in DC called a Gorilla Grandma, and it's a annual battle where it's a ring, like a boxing ring.
Nice.
And they have the mic come down and you do it. And at the time, I was just doing the freestyle sessions, like going to open mics, and we would have ciphers and stuff. So people knew I rapped. And one of my friends was like, "You should get in the battle." And he was like, "You already know what they're gonna call you. You know they're gonna call you a bitch, and they're gonna do the regular." I was like, let me see if I could do it, and won it by accident. Now everybody wants to battle me because I won, and I was the first girl to win, and then I was the only girl in the competition. So it just became a thing where any time there was a battle going, which was very popular then because you had 106 in Park Freestyle Fridays and all these things. Everybody was like, "I want to battle Bam," and then when they would say my name. When somebody knew I was going up against them, like dudes would get upset, like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because she's a girl. But I got to the point they didn't care no more.
Yeah, because you lit them up. Do you remember a specific setting or scenario where you just ate somebody so nicely?
Ooh, I got a good couple of those moments. I think one of my favorite moments is when I went to the Rap Olympics and I knew I won the round because I just went in on dude. I mean, I know I talked about his mom and like I just went really in.
Yeah.
But I think because I knew you gotta win this one, and the whole time the crowd was like, because like when I'm freestyling or battling, I don't hear everything I'm saying. I'm just going with it and using the flow. But I could hear the crowd going, ooh, ah, ooh,
Gotcha.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then when I finished and they called time and the whole room was just like erupting, I was like, oh, I won that.
All right, okay, so talk to me about that battle rapping and everything. Are you? Because for me, it was interesting. I love watching it. I've never been really good at it because I'm like, man, honestly, this is weird. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
It's
I know. Yeah, there's like these are insults. You're
it's
playing
insults.
the dozens with poetic and lyrical skill and timing and rhythm, right?
Right.
And I'm like, man, I just like. Why? I don't want to have to do that, And I get people who can make it happen. When you are up there, like, is there a preferred beat, BPM, track, or are you just getting in? What are you paying attention to with your opponent or the crowd before you get up there to do your thing?
I watch them. I size them up first because it depends. Most battles you don't get a beat. It's a cappella.
Okay.
So sometimes it's very rare, but I like those better, and I like the DJ just throw it at me. I don't want to know what it is. Just let me catch the track. But what I always do is, you know who you're gonna go up against, so I just kind of watch them. I watch them, see what their mannerisms look like. Are they looking nervous? Are they drinking a lot? Are they, I'm down to the socks.
Yeah.
Are the shoes dirty? I'm just trying to find something. And then me as a battle rapper, I think that's why I won so much, because I would do my first 2 bars about them, but the rest of it I would do wordplay talking about how dope I am.
Brett.
So it would get the crowd on my side. Mm-hmm. And then when it was their turn, especially if I went first, I would do that. And then when they go to make fun of me, everybody's like, boo, you can't say that bar. She fly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've already won them over. Yeah. So I always tried to flip it like that, because I know what they're going to say about me. It's all the same,
I mean, there's at the time, and I think it's still a little bit different, but being a female up there, very, very different. And let's not act like hip hop is totally 100% pure. Hip hop has had a big problem with misogyny and respecting women who are up there. You can arguably say some of the nicest MCs have been women.
I definitely.
Everybody's like their top 5 list. I'm like, and nobody's saying Lauryn Hill.
Why are there not women in the top 5?
Nobody's putting Lauryn Hill up there. I love Light. I love Sade. I love Queen Latifah. I love all them. MC Light, all them. To me, Lauryn Hill, when she gets on fire, it's like, yo, y'all.
Lyrically.
Yes. I'm like, did you hear what this woman just did?
And let's not talk about all the barriers that she broke through. I feel like because of Lauryn Hill, I can look the way I look, dress the way I dress, and talk about what I talk about, because I think she was one of the first ones who broke free from the Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve hardcore, I'm the girl in the guy group.
Yeah.
One thing I've always said about being a female MC, especially back, growing up in this era, if you were a female rapper, you had to have a crew.
Yeah.
You had to be a part of a crew. Mm-hmm. You could be a female rapper, you could be good, but no one was taking you seriously unless you were in a crew.
That's very true.
And I think Lauryn Hill was the first one who broke free of that mentality. Yeah, she was in a group.
Yes.
But when she did Education of Lauryn Hill, it was like, oh, it's a whole new kind of female rapper now. Let's look at that, and look at how much she sold, and look at these Grammys, and look at these accolades. Oh, let's go see what that's about. I think she did that for women.
She really did, and I remember when their first album came out, it was different. It was different. I bought it, and a lot of people, I was like, I don't know about this. It was the last song, Nappy Head's remix by DJ Clark Kent, who did it. Hey, Mona Lisa, can I get a date on Friday? And everything. And her verse on that, and I was like, yo, that was fresh. We didn't say hard so much, but it was like, that was fresh.
Right.
And everything. Right. And then what she did on the score and whatnot was just absolutely.
She had me when she said, I'll be Nina Simone and defecating on your microphone.
Yes.
Like, people didn't get that. How hard that was.
The way she got down, I think for me, it was the one song, I forget, the one that Diamond D produced. Well, I'm the L, won't you pull it? Quick. Oh, yeah. It's just,
every time.
Yeah. She's just absolutely nuts. But you are this battle rapper, female, in this world that's full of aggression, that's full of testosterone, that's full of males, mostly young males. And look, let's be honest, we know how young males act. Particularly in areas like this. What were some of the more challenging parts of that experience?
Oh, man. Sometimes it get real. Like, I've had people try to fight me after the show.
Wow.
Because they lost.
Wow.
And they lost to a girl. And they lost, I've had people, this one particular instance I remember, I can't remember the name of the battle, but it was one of those big ones it was at the Lincoln Theater, so it had to be something big or one of those. And I won the round, and the dude threw a fit. like he was yelling and he was screaming and he was like, saying stuff, and the organizers of the event, they stopped it and they pulled me to the side and they said, "We're going to say he won."
Wow.
Because we don't want no drama. He got a lot of, fans in here, but we know you won. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, it's okay. So they did it again and said he won.
How you feel about that now, reflecting? Does the BAM now say okay in that situation, knowing
Probably,
what you know now?
yeah, probably the BAM now would, because he was a little like, I ain't want that drama.
Oh,
you know
word.
what I'm saying?
He was like that.
To calm him down. But after, it was crazy because once they told him won, it was, I was his best friend then. That guy asked me to do a song with them too after that, and I was like, no.
You're gonna act like this?
Yeah, that happened more than not. I've had people, when they call my name to say I'm going against them, especially in battling, and they knew my reputation, they would not come to the stage and skip their turn.
Okay.
Because for men, you can lose a battle, but to lose a battle against a woman, against a girl,
it's credibility crushing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they can't just be like, "Let me get better. She's nice."
Yeah. I have people like that. They'd be like, "I'm gonna come back for you. I'm gonna come," and we battled again, and we would do that kind of thing. We had a rivalry with people, but most of the time they get mad.
Tell me about the first time you ever battled another female.
You know what? It's so crazy. The first time I did that was qualifying for the Rap Olympics. I was always the only girl in the battles.
Oh wow.
I can't recall up until that point, we were in Memphis, that I actually went up against another female. Like, I was so used to it, it didn't bother me. And my friends would be like, you're the only girl. I was like, yeah. Like,
so what was it like battling the first time you battled another female?
It was hard to talk to be aggressive. So I was just so happy. So
you're like, girl,
we best friends, and it was so funny. It was kind of like we were complimenting each other, and we were just like, "Oh, you're so fly," and she was like, "Oh, girl, you got skills," and then at the time, my director, because I was filming the show at the time, she was like, "Okay, y'all are being way too nice to each other," because we couldn't even do it. We were just like, "Oh, that outfit is so fly,"
I got to deal with these whack ass males.
Right,
oh, baby girl, I love you.
Right,
nails.
you're so cute. You're so cute, and I said it, and afterwards we both was like, man, that was hard,
Yeah.
and because neither one of us wanted to do what they do to us, we kind of both felt like that. I'm not gonna come here and call you a bitch and a hoe and stuff, because that's what they do, But I was just so excited. I didn't even want to talk about her.
That's awesome. So you said you were doing the show. So I was about to get to this, MTV.
Yeah, this is when they were filming the documentary, and I was qualifying for the Rap Olympics.
Okay.
I had to go to Memphis to qualify, and she was there, and she was like a Memphis rapper. She was good too, but it's just so weird. When I go back and look at the footage, they have that made the episode, and I was just like, oh, we were doing a bad job. We're just like, oh, and I think you're fly, and your hair is fly, It was terrible. I won.
But you need to have that solidarity. You know what I'm saying?
We cannot talk about each other.
Sisters out here doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy. What was that like, MTV?
I think it was. I don't think I would have been able to survive it in this day and culture, because it was my first introduction to being famous. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because when we were filming the show, you forget that this is what's happening. They show up with the cameras, they mic you, and you're just walking around, But when it aired, I was like, whoa, because now there are millions of people who think they know you.
Yeah, that's right.
And they spent an hour with you, and they went on this journey with you, and now, they can just walk up to you and talk to you if they want to. Or I've been in the grocery store, and people be on the phone, they're like, I'm telling you, this that girl. She was on that. I'm telling you, this her. I'm going to take a picture. Click, click, click. No.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that. I'm going to be honest. I was not prepared for that. I'm better. I'm prepared for it now, but just multiply that times 10 if that had came out in this culture with everyone having their phone.
Yeah, and social media and everything. It's crazy. So you were still in D.C. when this was
Yeah,
going down?
still in D.C.
So did you have people pop up to you on the train or whatever, like, yo, let's battle?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
of you were in there.
Yeah, they would be real aggressive with it, and they would walk up to me. Yeah, I got you. You know, I could have took you down in the first 2 rounds. Bob, come on, let's battle. And I'm like, I'm going to work.
Yeah, I got work to do.
I got work right now. I'm sorry, I'm running late.
I got a job, baby.
Yeah, are you coming to the joint? You know, and then people were paying me to battle. You know.
Oh, bad.
So it was like, it ain't about just your reputation now. People put money on you, girl. You know.
Okay.
People would bet.
They would bet. There's this whole side game going on.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
whatnot.
Oh,
Bookies.
gosh. Yeah.
Bookies for BAM.
Right. Because they knew. And then when you get that reputation, you can never lose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like bare knuckle fighting, you know?
Right.
You're the one.
You got to always show up on point, because now you went to you did this and you did that. And being the Rap Olympics then was sponsored by Shave 45 and XM and like a bunch of people from Eminem's label that was in Detroit, you know. So not only are people in DC coming for me, there's people in California coming for me.
Yeah.
There are people over here coming for me. Anybody who wanted to get in the battle circuit had a little check by my name. Like, I got to get if I get past her, then I can get to this, you know. And I didn't even win the whole thing, you know.
Where'd you place?
I came in 4th place, but I am still to this day the only female to make a team or to get to the final.
Okay, that's not bad. 4th place out of all those people.
Out of those
Well
people.
done, something to hang your hat on.
The dude who beat me won, so
Okay.
I felt good about that.
Okay. You know, and it's like, all right, can we have fun? I have a feeling, well, I had fun with this, and I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of fun listening to your project.
I hope so.
JusBam.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
bet. Look, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this. I feel like,
I really appreciate
this was easy so very much.
Thank you. Y'all make sure you listen. JusBam's record is coming out soon.
Thank you so much. So this is a conversation with friends, y'all. You got a little bit of insight about me, and I didn't have to look at my phone.
Not once.
We'll see you on social media.
That's right. That's right.
All right.